This is Newsmax TV. I'm Ashley Martella. We're pleased to be joined for the first time by Arizona Governor Jan Brewer. She had been Secretary of State of Arizona since 2003. She became governor under the state's line of succession law when then-Governor Janet Napolitano was tapped to be Homeland Security Secretary in January 2009. She joins us from Phoenix. Welcome to Newsmax, Governor.
Well, thank you, Ashley. It's a great pleasure to be with you all this morning.
Thank you. Let's start with your state's immigration enforcement law that was thrown into the forefront of the nation's political scene because of all the opposition from the Obama administration and others on the political left. Federal Judge Susan Bolton has blocked key parts of it from taking effect. Now, you have an appeal pending with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco on November 1st. Are you confident, Governor, of winning that appeal?
I feel very comfortable and confident that we are on the right side of this issue. I believe it's constitutional. And like I have said from the beginning, that we will take it, if necessary, all the way to the United States Supreme Court.
Have there been any attempts by your state lawmakers to amend the law to make it acceptable to people like Judge Susan Bolton?
Well, I had kind of tried to address that with some of the legislators in our Senate and in our House of Representatives here in Arizona, because I wanted to make it tougher, make it tighter, but they didn't have time to address that issue. So at this present time, we're just going to move forward with the language the way that it's written, and we feel very confident that it is constitutional.
How difficult is it for you, Governor, to come up with legal fees since you're not permitted to use state funds in this battle?
Well, actually, I have been very, very successful. People in Arizona and throughout America have been very supportive. We have a website, keepazsafe.com, and people have sent in donations in the amounts of $10, $15, $50, and at current time we have about $3.7 million in that fund. So people look to Arizona to continue to carry this fight, not only for Arizona, but for America. We want our borders secured, and we want to stop the flow of illegal immigration.
Not only have you been under attack from the Obama administration for signing the immigration enforcement law, at least 2 of your county sheriffs have been receiving death threats, and Attorney General Holder is going after Sheriff Joe Arpaio for alleged non-cooperation with the DOJ investigation into whether the sheriff discriminates against Hispanics. What are your thoughts about all this?
Well, it almost feels like we're under siege, if you will, from the federal government, unfairly, I might add. And but we in Arizona, we have a backbone, and we're not quitters, and we'll continue to fight back. I believe we're on the right side of this issue. I took an oath when I became governor to uphold the Constitution and to keep the people of Arizona safe, and that's what I intend to do.
You and your 2 U.S. Senators, John McCain and John Kyle, have repeatedly complained about the federal government not enforcing immigration laws or securing your border with Mexico. Now, do you think your pleas are being ignored? And if so, why?
Well, I do. You know, they've done a pretty good job securing the borders in California and in Texas, but in Arizona, they have just left us kind of wide open. We have a corridor, we call it the Tucson corridor, that we see, and people are affected on a daily basis, day and night, with illegal immigration and the drug cartels coming across the border. And of course, our big concern is the violence south of the border spilling over into Arizona. And we know that these drug cartels have established themselves in over 100 cities in America. So it's not just Arizona, but we seem to be the gateway. So it's their responsibility, it's their job to secure our borders, and we won't rest until we get that done.
Along the lines of what you just said, how much of a threat is non-enforcement to the personal safety of Arizona residents?
Well, certainly the people that live on the border, that have ranches at the border, are very, very concerned. They have been affected by the drug cartels, destroying their land, destroying their property as they move through with litter and garbage and carrying guns, and they are violent. We know they are violent. So they live in fear, and until they feel comfortable that they can go outside and get their mail and go out and walk their land, our borders aren't secure.
The federal government posted signs along a 60-mile stretch of the highway linking Tucson and Phoenix, warning travelers the area is unsafe because of armed criminals, drug and illegal alien smugglers. What kind of a message does that send to people who drive through your state?
Well, I will tell you, that was very disturbing, not only to me, but to everybody in Arizona, that the federal government would come into Arizona 30 miles south of Phoenix and post signs saying, travel at your own risk. It's dangerous. You know, that's not protection. That's simply surrender. And we don't want those signs in our wildlife refuge, and we don't want them in our desert area. You know, they know we have a problem, and they're just not doing their job. It's terrible. It's wrong.
As you know, Senate Democrats, led by Harry Reid and Dick Durbin, are still pushing hard for the so-called DREAM Act, which some refer to as Amnesty Light. What would be the impact of such a law in Arizona?
Well, I would assume if that did pass, that there would be a lot of illegal immigrant people receiving their citizenship, but it's not something that Jan Brewer wants to deal with. I'm on a mission. I want our borders secured, and I want it done now. And I want the illegal immigration stopped into our state and stopped into America. And until that takes place, I'm not going to deal with these other issues. It's as simple as that. And I believe the American people agree with me.
In unveiling their pledge to America, House Republicans pledged to help states that are trying to enforce immigration laws, if they regain control, of course. Are you encouraged to hear something like that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we need all the help that we can get at the federal level. I think that they, of course, understand the issue, and they know how it's affecting all of the states in America. And until we get our borders secured, we're going to have all kinds of issues and problems and situations that states simply cannot sustain. And I reference education, health care, and incarceration. The federal government has not lived up to their responsibility. They have let the people of America down. And I would welcome the help and the support of the newly elected members and the members that are already there that understand the problem, that want to address that issue and help us protect our borders and keep our people safe in the states.
Let's talk about your own campaign to be elected governor of Arizona. Your campaign committee has posted a video and a website showing the support of the Government Workers Union, SEIU, for a boycott of your state because of the immigration law. In fact, you have a video clip of the union official mentioning the 12 million new votes Democrats would get if illegal aliens are granted amnesty. Let's watch.
We reformed the immigration law.
Well, that's an outrageous video and very chilling for people to be able to sit and watch it. But it's the truth, it's the fact, and it's an unfortunate situation, and we're going to push back. The unions, the SEIU, have come out very boldly and made the statement that they want people to boycott Arizona. They want to bring in these illegal immigrants, get them registered to vote, and obviously pad what I believe is the Democrat Party so that they can win elections. And it's just absolutely wrong. And we're not going to back off of that either.
We know your opponent, Attorney General Terry Goddard, opposes the immigration law and is being backed by the SEIU. You have a double-digit lead in the governor's race. Do you think your support of the immigration law is the reason?
I believe that's part of it, certainly. I think it's probably the #1 priority for a lot of people in Arizona, and they want somebody to stand up and fight for them. You know, the polling comes in, it's like 70% of the people want our borders secured. They want the illegal immigration to stop. We can't afford it, we can't sustain it. And I agree with them, and I will continue to pursue it. I will not back down. Arizona will not back down. And I can't say enough about the citizens throughout America who have come and have supported us, not only verbally with support and encouragement, but with their dollars to help us fight this battle against the federal government.
Other than immigration, what are the other big challenges ahead that you would face as governor of Arizona?
Well, not unlike all other states. Certainly our economy and jobs are our #1 priority. We need to get our economy turned around, and we are hoping that we see a huge sea change in the federal level so that we'll get people there elected that know how to get the economy turned around and speak the truth and bring jobs into our state. And then we're facing huge budget deficits that need to be addressed. We've done a pretty good job up until this point in time, but now with the Obama health care plan, of which I have joined suit with the other 22 states to push back on that, it's going to blow $1 billion into about an $8 billion budget that we have, and we just simply don't have the money. The federal government needs to do their job of what they're responsible for and let us at the state level do our job. We know better than the federal government what the people of Arizona need. So we've got issues.
Well said. Arizona Governor Jan Brewer, thanks so much and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. Great being with you.
Great to have you. And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.